All right, here we go. We got another one rolling. So, where am I at here? Oh my goodness gracious! It's almost 11:30. So, I've been trying to. What's that there? Oh, I got a text message. I'm gonna guess that it's Tony and said holiday, wondering when I'm coming in. We'll see. Oh nope. Nope, not Tony. I thought it would be Tony. Yeah, they're having blessing of the bikes today too over at the. Not the church. Even like on, was it last year and the year before or whatever? My bike was in storage, so I couldn't go to it on my bike. I think 2022 was the last year I went there on my bike. Otherwise, I filmed it on the years I couldn't make it there. I still got there, like in the camper. I went and filmed it a bit and stuff, but. I don't know. Oops. I was doing some pretty good talking on those last few videos. My brain is just. My thoughts are all out around me right now. Oh, I don't want this to be a boring video. I've been talking about kind of the same thing in the last few videos, but just going into a little more elaboration or detail. And it's good and be able to vent this stuff out. You've all been a good sounding board for me. And I hope my sounding, using this as a sounding board as well, is also medicine, psychology, or knowledge, or whatever that helps you in your life. I know all the different videos people put out there. There's certain people that will see them for a reason because they're guided to it or whatever, and it'll help them. And some people might see it, watch 10 seconds, and cut out. Well, it wasn't for them apparently, not at that time. If it was for them, they would have been grabbed into it longer and listened to it all if it was speaking to them. So even though I'm speaking to you, doesn't mean you're going to stick around and listen. Come on, don't go away. What the heck? I don't know what that is. Oh, hey. Actually, I know it was in the last video, wasn't it? Or was it this one? No, it was in the last one, I think. When I was talking about how up at the campground I had, up until my 20s, I didn't have anybody up at my family campground because it was my getaway. Because throughout my life, I've had these God-given gifts of that people just feed off my energy, and I'm glad they do. I'm glad that I've affected so many people's lives, and I do it naturally, I guess, in a positive way, So, but it drains on me when everybody, sometimes like when you're going through your own stuff and you need to break or some recharge time or something. Well, people would, just show up or find me or come looking for me or whatever. So, and that's happened to me throughout my whole life. So every now and then I start burning out, and I'm trying to get away from people. So that camp, my aunt's property that we'd camp on with my family, that's why for so many years I didn't bring no friends up there, because no one knew where it was. It was a place I could go that they couldn't find me, you know. You know, and I could go to charge it. Well, I ended up, I think it was just two different friends that I've had up at that campground. And one of them, I was saying in the last video, is still my close friend today. The other one, God showed me a lot of stuff that wasn't nice, backstabbing stuff or whatever. It's sad, but it's part of life. Can't change it. You know, there's a lot of things that happen to us in life that you can't change. You just gotta accept it for what it is and find a way to forgive, and let go and move on. You know, and I had a point with that when I brought it up again. I can't think of what that point was now. But you might have heard it before, but when you forgive, that doesn't mean you got to hang around them people or keep them in your life. You know, you can forgive and live your life, and that's what it's for. You know, the forgiveness. I mean, it's good if the other person gets something out of it too, but even if they don't, if you forgive it and let it go, you don't carry that no more. I mean, they're not still affecting your life in the way that hurt you or whatever, you know. So if you learn to take that, whether it's unfair or not, even like this stuff I'm going through right now, part of it's because it's still continuing, and as much as I try to walk away from it, stuff keeps happening. I was in a chat the other day on a live with another Christian group or that, and I'd asked for some input, like how they'd handle it. They were lost; they didn't know what to do. And like, cause when all this started happening, just a bunch of evil stuff happening. I've had my siblings take everything from me, mainly my brother, but my two stepsisters too. Things got really ugly. I had one sister that lasted a while, and I was thinking, at least I got one sibling left that is good and cares, and we're gonna make it through life together, you know, and beat all this bull crap. But it didn't work out that way. I was once again being deceived. I always look for the best in everybody, you know, and wish for and hope for the best and all that stuff, and that's how it ends up getting me kind of hurt. But I'm a strong man. I'll deal with it, even though it's still beating me up a little bit. But as I'm going through this with the family stuff, it hasn't ended because it's still lingering on. You know, it's kind of hard when, in my case, you know, my brother walking away with about $250,000 that legally, okay, my mom wanted it to be split between the four of us. Me, my brother, and my two stepsisters, which are my sisters. I grew up with them. I love them. I'm hurt by them and disappointed in them, but I love them. So to have this done, and my brother walking away with everything, kicked them out of it totally, and that, which legally made it down to me and him, because he got him kicked out because they weren't blood related, you know. It's a whole tangled mess. But so then it was down to me and him. Well, even from that, he's walked away with everything. I haven't seen a penny because the court made him. I can't think of the name of it now. Anyway, they put him in charge of stuff, even though he hadn't been around for 40 years. So that's hard for me to let go of, you know, even though I forgive him for all the rotten. There's even more evil, rotten stuff that's all been done in all this. But I forgive him and walk away, but my battle is didn't want to send him to jail because he's basically in felony land now because of the extreme he's taken it to and going against the law. PR, that's what it was, a personal representative. That's what they court scheduled him. But anyway, so outside of that, just the legal matter of it of all the ugliness that went down over material stuff and stuff that mine was stolen. But it's so many other rotten things that have happened. I mean, he just went out of his way to just be dark. And even though I told him, hey, I love you, I forgive you, but a lot of dark stuff I ain't going to talk about right now, but I'm going to mention a couple things. Just to kind of give you an example so you know me a little better. Stuff I've been through and why I'm having a hard time with the aspect of what I'm venting about now. I told him straight out, even though I wanted to knock his teeth down his throat, but I knew that God didn't want me to do that. You know, God said He'll take care of it all, and so I put my faith in the Lord as I always do. I told him, I said, I forgive you, but I can't be around you no more, you know, because of all the evil things he's done. So even after I tell him that, and I try to stay away from him, he comes and drills a hole in my oil pan on my Jeep, little small one. So I had to put a new oil pan in the Jeep. It was a drill hole. I got all the photos and stuff. I mean, it wasn't like a rust hole or something scraped it or nothing like that. It was a drill hole, you know. And they tried getting the sheriff to take my Jeep as if it wasn't mine, like my mom bought it for me or something, you know, or something. But it was my Jeep. They just got all insane crazy. So, but because that didn't happen, because they're going to take everything from me, well, then he drilled a hole in that. My motorcycle, I'm guessing he used an ice pick or something like that and did in my back tire and that. You know, this is after I tried to get away from him. Started following me around trying to do all this stuff, you know. And he even did stuff to this camper before I got it down to my sister's, before she got all squirrely crazy weird. And you know, so it's kind of weird. I don't, you know, what do you do with something like that? You know, what do you do with somebody that's so narcissistic and evil that, you know, you tell him you forgive him, I wish you the best, you know, just I can't be around you no more because of other personal evil things he's done outside of all the material item crap, you know. But then for him to take all that once the house sells and I'll take all my stuff and everything and I get zero, and here I am trying to start my life over at my age again. He's 5 years older than me, but he's just how could somebody do that to somebody? But the thing is, there should be justice. I've talked to numerous pastors about it because I had a hard time because I didn't want to be, you know, send him to jail even though he's doing wrong. But the more I talked to pastors and the Bible and stuff, they understood my dilemma. But you know, he should have consequences for his actions too and stuff. So you know, I've got more attorney stuff involved. It's just a whole crazy mess. We're in 4 years into this now, so I don't know if I'll ever see anything. I don't know if I'll ever see a penny, but even if I don't see a penny, I want it to come to a close. Even if he spent every dang penny, sold or burnt all my stuff or whatever he did, I would like to have closure on it. You know, I'd like to have some justice. You know, however the Lord sees that justice to be. I hope it ain't just that it is what it is like this. I hope this isn't the end of it. And I want some way to close out on it, you know. And I hope I get some type of justice out of it, you know. I mean, sure it would be nice if I'd get, even if I didn't get all the stuff he stole from me and stuff, my whole house and all that stuff, even if I got just half of the estate, which I should have legally got, well, that's over $100,000. That would greatly help me in my life. I could have already purchased a place and I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in. But it all happened for a reason. And I know it is, because had I got it right away, because of how emotional I was over the loss of my mom and all the emotional things he did, to my mom while she was dying and stuff, incoherent. I was wondering where that was coming from. Well, you're probably going to see it come by here. We're going to turn that so you can see where it goes. I don't know which way it's going. If it's going around the corner that way. Yep, he's going away. So it's really just been, God, I'm barely even just skimming the surface of the darkness that has happened within my family over this, you know. I'm so close to just ripping it all out. But I've been trying to hold back because, you know, I don't want to create more problems and legal stuff, and I don't feel guided by God to just talk about it all right now. But at some point there's going to become a drawn line where if the attorneys can't get something done, you know, then I guess I'll just, to find my own closure, or that if God guides me to, or that, then I'll just make a video sharing it all, sharing everything, all the things I know and the darkness that happened and all the facts of it, and then the things that I also think might have taken place that I don't know for sure, but my spirit or my gut instinct, whatever you want to call it, feels and knows things, feels and believes. A lot of other things happen too that I don't know 100%, but I'm pretty sure I'm right, you know. But yeah, there's just even in the stuff that's fact that's all happened and stuff. It's just terrible. And I just would like to get closure. So say a prayer for me if you would. This one's getting long. I'm getting winded again here, going on and on and on. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you get something good out of it. That even though I'm venting my dirty laundry, while I'm venting it, I'm telling you, God is real, and there's a reason for it all. Whatever our struggles are, there's a reason. You're getting challenged because He's got bigger plans for you, whatever, something like that, you know. And the way I'm getting whooped down, I'm like, well, how big can it be? You know, come on now. At least give me a break for now. Can you test me some more later? Oh, please, Lord. And God bless you. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you on the next one.